Well, alright everybody, welcome to another toy review. I am George, the 80s Transformer fan. This is MP36 Destron Leader Megatron, masterpiece figure from Takara MP, and we're going to get right into it. Bring him a little bit closer. Take a look at this packaging. Standard masterpiece packaging, but over here we have Long Life Design. I don't know if this is a company designing the figures for Takara or a product guarantee. I hope it's a product guarantee. Side of the box, same old, nothing special. The top of the box, Megatron with the laser sword. Side of the box, nothing special. I got a rip here from where my packaging was taped during shipping. Bottom of the box. And the back of the box, which is probably the most interesting part. You have Megatron here, supposed to be actual size, 260 centimeters. Megatron over here, the same product shot from the front of the box. You have a picture of him using the pistol he gunned down Optimus Prime with, the laser sword, the two different energy axes, and here you have Optimus Prime and Megatron having a duel. Key to Vector Sigma, it's over Prime, a couple nods to the G1 toy. They show you can use the gun stock for flight mode, the helmet, and he's ordering his clone Optimus in the battle from the G1 cartoon. The multiple faces, which I love. If only we could get multiple hands now. And another rip on my box from the damn tape. Alright, I don't want to waste any time. We're going to get this guy open. We're going to snip the tape. Slide out his transparent clamshell tray. He's double clamshell. Here is his instructions and tech spec card. I'll open this up. A lot of times I don't open this up, but this is Megatron. I gotta dig inside, see what's going on. Besides, I might need the instructions because I've seen he's got a lot of panels. Here is his card, his profile card. Megatron, little artwork. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool artwork. I like how it looks, kind of older, kind of G1-ish. Back of the card, the product shot, and his levels. He has very high levels. I'm assuming that 4 is speed for Megatron, but that is his card. Some little promo offer thing, whatever that is. Come over here to the instruction booklet, which I might need. Now, I try not to use instruction booklets, but man, if it's anything like the first release Masterpiece Megatron, I will need this. Taking a look inside, everything you get. Picture of Megatron from the card. How to install the batteries. Not much color. I don't like it when they don't have color in these books, especially for what the hell they cost. Megatron transforming. We are under siege. Yeah, it's pretty boring in here. Yeah, usually they have like a little color at the end or something, but wow. Then they used to have like all the different versions of the Masterpiece figure in here, like over the years. But not here. And the back of the booklet, I guess some sketches, and that's pretty much it. All right, and here is Megatron, double clamshell. See about getting them out. It's taped up pretty good. I'm going to go for the actual figure first. I waited for this damn thing a long time. Megatron out, and I'm dying to put hands on this guy. Oh, that new toy smell. And Megatron. See how he stands out of the box. Oh man. And he seems pretty solid as a figure, which I was hoping for. His legs are nice and thick. There's the back. Everybody talks about, you know, a lot of people say, well, I don't display my toy that way. But if you posing it and it's supposed to be dynamic, This is still a little bit of a problem. Obviously not a deal breaker because I got the toy. But yeah, that is not pretty. Okay, got a little bit of the junk out of the way, and we're gonna take a look at Megatron right now. And I can tell you, out of the package, he looks and feels like a solid action figure, which is great because like with the Jets, Starscream and those guys, like when you handle it, it's not very toyish, it's not very posable. No, I haven't got to articulation, but I mean, this guy just looks and feels completely solid. Let's see, we don't have panels popping in and out. Arms ratchet pretty good, give him a little wiggle. The legs seem pretty solid. I mean, oh, let's take a look at his face. Just that face is gorgeous. I mean, it's Megatron all day. People bought third parties and tried to hype those up, but Megatron is here. I didn't buy any third parties because I knew this guy was coming. But looks and feels pretty good. I've heard about the paint, and everything you do scrapes the paint. A lot of people say if you're going to transform it, you're going to scratch it. And I see the paint. The paint on mine looks good. And it begs the question, why didn't they just use like a colored plastic instead of painting over the gray? I'm sure they could have found the exact same plastic or created the exact same plastic. But wow, he looks very, very cartoonish. All right, well, since I got him, let's do articulation. Obviously, I did it before. Just messing with his arms, come up this far side to side. Arm 360, nice little ratchet, not too tight. Oh, this one was a little bit tighter. Not too tight, not too loose. He's standing pretty good. Bobbing him around a little bit. He stands pretty good right out of the box. Take a look at his head. Megs can look down that far on puny Autobots. He can look up that far. He has that much clearance. Has a little bit of a neck in there leading up to the ball joint, you can see in there. Has a bicep swivel over here. Has an elbow bend that allows his hand to come up that far. Probably little transformation things going on in there. Come on down to his wrist, his hands. They're not exactly 360. They rotate about this much. Something's stopping it back here. I don't know if it's because of the fact they detach, his hands detach. I'm going to open up his hand. And these Masterpiece Transformers stock hands are famous for having the 3 fingers stuck together. They fold down, and then the one articulated finger is articulated at 2 points. And nothing at the thumb. When they gonna get with the posable thumb? And it always has like the little joint where it should or could pose. Oh, it does. I wasn't pushing hard enough. Megatron thumb actually moves. Wow. Shocker. Wonder if I'm gonna need it. Alright. Continuing on to his waist. He has excellent waist swivel. And it just feels so solid. Nothing's popping out or coming loose while I'm messing with it. It's like the toy has been put first. Wow, I mean, it feels good. Come down to his legs. Remove this panel up to get the leg up that far, and it holds. So if I can get him stand on one leg, see how posable and strong the joints are. Can we get you on one leg, Megatron? Come on, come on. Okay, maybe not. I'm pretty sure I can because the legs are pretty heavy. With a little bit more practice time playing around. He bends at the knee. No swivel at the knee, but he swivels at the upper thigh. You can get his leg all the way around like this. Come down to the actual foot piece. It rocks back and forth. And it also has a ankle pivot. So a lot of articulation there. Let's see how far back it comes. Oh, he can boot some Autobots right in that retro charger. Oh man. I mean, that is some good posability right there. I'm just determined to get him to stand on one foot if I can. Come on, Megatron, do it for me. Almost. There it is. Oh, he stood up for a second. Like, with a little bit of effort, I'm sure he can hold a lot of poses due to the strength of the joints, at least so far out of the box. And oh, I missed it. He does have a upper thigh swivel. I missed that right there. A lot of articulation going on with Megatron. Okay, I was messing around with him for a second. Clearly you can get his arm to come up and swivel over where he can actually touch his face. Maybe push the buttons on his chest or down here. Have him actually touch and reach around here, which is pretty cool. And then take a look at his Decepticon logo. It's very cartoony, which is it's not bad, but it's very noticeable that it's cartoony. And I kind of like the straightforward Decepticon symbol. I love how this look has a little translucent pieces in here and in here. I've seen some guy customize this thing already and had it all lit up. It was amazing. I wish they could have worked some lights in here. And take a look at his eyes a little bit closer. Has the metallic red, the evil metallic red. But this guy really feels very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. It's everything that I hope for in robot mode. And now, wait, I forgot his laser cannon. Let's get his cannon out. Here is his laser cannon. Okay, before I jump into some of his other features like the accessories, electronics, I just gotta say, a straight on look at this guy. This is the best looking masterpiece out. Excuse me. By far. I mean, if you do them like this, it's like, oh man, what? Then the back, oh no. But if you just look at them straight on, the thickness of the legs, the feet, the side, the profile, the way the cannon looks, the way that where the cannon sits on his arm is totally cartoon accurate. And I'm more of a fan. I like the first couple masterpieces where they were like cartoon G1 toy hybrids, and now they're more aimed at the cartoon look. So I'm a fan of the other look, but this is the best looking and probably most solid in hand other than MP10. MP10 is very solid in hand masterpiece that they've come out with. And I already read that they're gonna drop him, and the people that did the MP-P10 oversized, I definitely will be getting the MP-P10. I'm not even done reviewing this guy, but I just had to say that a straight on look, he's the best masterpiece done so far. I mean, it screams Megatron. I mean, it looks amazing. Oh, and I missed he has an ab crunch. A pretty damn good ab crunch at that, along with the swivel. And man, these little translucent bits in here, here. Man, this is mighty Megatron. I'm very impressed so far. Okay, real quick before I jump into the features and accessories, one more bit of articulation. You can actually take Megatron and have him fold his arms, which I think is cool. I don't think that many guys in a Transformer line can actually fold their arms. Transformers masterpiece line. Oh shit, any it's saying a lot for any Transformer to be able to fold their arms, especially G1. I think that's pretty cool. And get into his gimmicks. I put 2 LR44 batteries inside the guy, inside his fusion cannon. He has 3 different sound bites in there with three different sound features. And you can actually make him take his finger and hit the button. He has a laser sound. click it once and then and I think that's it. And then you can take it and push it back one more time, and then you get the transform sound. Transforms back and forth, and that is the sound gimmick. I said it before in my tour reviews, when they first started talking Masterpiece figures, what has it been, like 15 years ago now? I thought everybody would have lights and sound. That's what I dreamed of. And some guys have lights, some guys got sound. But I think they should have found a way to put lights and sounds in every guy. If it's not the lights in the head, maybe the headlights, maybe chest. But I thought all the guys should still have it. And then I thought all the guys should be bigger. But taking a look at his laser cannon, he has like some type of lens in there. I don't think it does anything because you can't see through it. But he has like a little translucent lens in there. But you can't, nope, even with light behind, you can't actually see through it. And I think that's all for the features on Megatron. You can't push. The little buttons don't push, which is, they still look amazing. The little ab area is amazing. So I'm gonna scoot him back and get into his accessories. Clamshell, still taped to the bottom. It's taped everywhere. Might as well cut all four. Yeah. That off of there. And is it more tape? No, no more tape. Just turn it around so you can see it. There's the energy axe, the helmet, the extra chest plate. Get this off of here. And what do I want to go for first? Guess I'll go for the helmet. The helmet from, I think the episode was The Problem with Prime, where Megatron created a duplicate Prime. Some good detail going on. The paint apps look pretty good. Inside of the helmet. Uh-oh. And that's the helmet. Let's get Megatron over here. Just slides on, fits pretty loose. Doesn't actually like snap on or click on, or, 'cause I see he has a groove in there for the shape of front of Megatron's head, but it doesn't actually. It sits on there fine, but it's not locked in at all. And here is Megatron with Mind Control helmet. Okay, up next is the Energon sword. You know, at one point in the movie, Megatron turns off his fusion cannon and tells Optimus Prime that he'll crush him with his bare hands, which wasn't true. He used every piece of trash laying around he could. He picked up someone's Energon sword laying on the battlefield. Instead of using his own energy axe that we saw in the first episode, which would have made more sense. But hey, more accessories. But it attaches from the hilt. It comes plugged in. Get this in his hand. He gave Optimus Prime that critical slice. tabs in, it holds in good. Oh, thought it did. I think I got it the right way. But you know, all their weapons tab into a slot in their hand. If I can get the tab in, maybe it goes this way. He doesn't want to hold it so good on his own, but can lock his fingers. And here's Megatron, the energy sword, fake lightsaber, whatever it is. And I think it looks, I don't know, the video is the perception is the same, but it looks a little stubby. Looks like it could be a little bit longer to me, just looking at it. Looks a little short. I don't know, what do you think? It looks pretty good as far as the paint and the material. Okay, so next up, Megatron comes with the key to Vector Sigma, and this die cast is pretty heavy. This guy's already heavy on his own. He gets a little bit more weight. I think he just holds it. It doesn't tab into his hand or anything. I think that's why he has the articulated thumb to kind of clamp down on it. If I can get him to do it. He's sort of kind of holding it a little loosely. If I could play around and get a little bit better. But yeah, they broke in and kicked the hell out of Alphatron and took his key, took his gold key. Then he started turning Earth into metal on the Stunticon / Aerial Bots episode. But there is the key to Vector Sigma. I think one of the third parties did it. I think they should have did it. They gave him the Heart of Cybertron. I would like to see the Heart of Cybertron, since we got a Vector Sigma and a key with the re-release of Optimus Prime, MP10, the Toys R Us version. Did he come with the Takara version? I don't know. But we already got a Vector Sigma key, and for what I understand, it's not the same key. So they could have kept that and maybe gave us the Heart of Cybertron. Would have been cool. Alright, so next up for Megatron, we have not one, not two, but 3 interchangeable heads for Megatron. And this is a strong selling point. And if I could ever get a second Megatron at a decent price, I definitely will buy one. If he ever shrinks down in price, just so, because he has so many display options. This is a strong selling point that I thought they should have been doing with all the guys. Not just interchangeable faces, but interchangeable hands. If you're not going to give us articulated fingers, give us interchangeable hands so we can pose our toy. But start with the first one in the packaging, or at the top of the packaging. I don't know, is this angry face? Yelling orders, or it's not exactly Die Autobot, what people always say. But, okay, I just took it off. It just slides right off. And underneath is the little Easter egg from when he was reformatted by Unicron, which is an amazing touch. They could have just left it blank, but obviously they had a fan on the staff when they were designing this, and we get the little Easter egg in here. You just slide the second face on, slides right in, no problem at all. It doesn't come off. It holds very good, unlike I think my Ratchet just fell right off. And there he is, barking out orders, or Dinobots! Alright, from that face, the next one in the packaging is a laughing Megatron. It just breaks my Energon converter, which is very nice, and each one is well done. Each one is well done. It's like nothing slopped together or any less attention to detail on the different face sculpts. And last but not least, definitely not least, is the battle damage face. Well, if you can see, he has a nick in his nose. The fluid isn't just painted, but it's sculpted on, dripping down his face. The cracks in the top of his helmet. Put that right on here. Oh man, that looks great. And with that, you have the interchangeable chest plates. Basically, you hold it, push down in the center, pop off the chest plate, and you can see a close-up on the cartoon Decepticon symbol. Turn it over, has a little bit of paint in there, a whole lot of detail. And with that comes the battle damaged chest. It's all crushed and the Decepticon symbol is worn. Still has the translucent parts in there. The back of it, same thing, detailed and painted. But this one has a little bit more detail. They kind of skimped on this one a little bit. See that? And you just slide this, straighten this out, slide this right on to complete the look. It's over, Pride. This look alone is worth buying another Megatron. The detail, like I said, the little leaking parts is like a lighter gray or white. And as I said before, it's not just painted, it's sculpted on, then painted. And the cracking in the chest, just awesome. Now with this look, we have the gun that brought down the great Optimus Prime. It's nice and thick, looks to be well painted. Actually has his trigger in there, so we get it in Megatron's hand. And you can actually get his index finger in between the trigger guard and the trigger to pull off that very, very iconic look.
I would have waited an eternity for this. It's over, Prime.
Alright, it took like 30 years, but gunning down Optimus finally feels right. Anyway, get this gun out of his hand. And I want to talk about this chest swap, face swap gimmick for a sec. I love everything he comes with, but I always feel like they could give us more. And I always got ideas in my own head and envision what the product should be. I think they should have gave us a Cosmic Rush chest. He has one interchangeable chest and a total of 4 different facial expressions. They could have gave us a rusted chest to swap in and out, and a rusted face from the episode Cosmic Rush. And I believe his hands slide out. Haven't gotten around to that feature yet. But yeah, it took a little bit of a tighter grip. But Megatron hands slide off. It would have been a nice touch to get a rusted hand, like on a cartoon episode where his hand fell off. A cosmic rusted chest, maybe with a hole in it for the little chunk of cosmic rust to hit him, and a rusted out face. Excuse me. And it really, really would have been amazing. Now, this is not amazing now, but that's just something I thought of when I first saw the interchangeable chest. Hopefully, maybe a third party jump in, or they include it with another piece down the line. But I would love a Cosmic Rust Megatron. All right, moving right along. Up next is this energy mace. It's a giant, looks like a underwater sea charge or underwater mine, but connected by a plastic translucent chain. A little piece of die cast there. Well, it seems pretty solid. He only used it in one episode, but it's still iconic. Everybody remembers it. It's included in the originals and the knockoffs. MPO5 has it. And since I know how to get his hand off now, I think, slide it straight down, or straight over, or straight down. Didn't even have to untab that. Just slide his hand off. Take this. See if it goes a specific way. It goes like this. And here's Megatron with his energy mace, which is an awesome feature. I'm glad they didn't get rid of it when they made this figure, because the last figure had it, and a lot of times they try to change up as they go. But I really like the energy mace. I enjoyed displaying my last one, but the MP05, you kind of had to like lay it on Optimus Prime or something, because obviously it doesn't hold up. But they all actually came up with a solution for that with this secondary chain piece. Now I would have been happy with just this or just this, but now we have both options where you can take the, get it back off, take the energy mace and connect it to this harder posable piece. And I'm assuming, oh, this piece comes apart, this slots in there, and again this goes back on here, and now he can pull out a stiff one. I mean he can get it in like some swinging poses, which is much better if you like displaying them in your display case or on your shelf fighting Optimus Prime. So now you can like create a scene a little bit better. Like you got Optimus Prime like he's swinging in, Megatron like he's swinging through with the new articulated piece. And I would have been just happy with the articulated piece or just the chain, but it was like they're not just giving the fans a treat. I think they sticking it to the third party people who bought all those third party Megatrons, that hey, we're gonna do it better, we're doing it better, just wait for us to break out our product. But I mean, this is really nice. It's a game changer in a display case, because before with MP01 and MP05, I would like try to loop the chain and just had a ball hanging in my case where it didn't look as good. But this is way better. Like he can cock back like he did on the cartoon and swing through. This is a lot better. I mean, this accessory is like a 9 out of 10 right here.
No, I'm going to end your hunger once and for all. Almost time, but almost doesn't get the job done. You can't stop me. You're old, Megatron. Yesterday's model, ready for the scrap heap. We'll see who's ready for the scrap heap. Junk. That's what you are. Junk. Silence! When I'm through with you, Prime, there won't be enough pizzas to sweep up.
Here's another sweet feature that they put in that makes it even better. You can take the laser sword and put it at the tip of the gun and have it be laser beam blast coming out of it. Okay, last but not least is the stock and the silencer feature, and they contain a couple of G1 toy throwback gimmicks, even though he's like mostly anime, but they put in a couple throwbacks to the G1 toy, which I'm very happy for. And also the stock also doubles as a flight stand, if I know how to do it. You just flip this out. If I can just flip it out. Okay, guys, you push down on this to free the little peg right here. I got it all the way. And you take Megatron, and it fits right into this little slot back here. So if I can get it done on one try. Sorry, Megatron, but you're over 50. It's time to get the exam. I got the snap on, but it snapped in there pretty well. And my next question is, does it have a release button to unsnap? Because it's on there pretty good. But okay, this is Megatron on the flight stand. Okay, here's Megatron in flight. And the bottom of this thing is die cast, but I don't think it rotates. It seems like you can get them in more positions if you can put the weight facing this way. A couple positions I put him in, he wanted to like tilt over, but he's holding pretty steady right here. Get him in a simulated flight pose, and because of the articulation of his head, you can make him look like he's coming right at you, which is a cool little thing. You know, they put this in here and they gave it some extra use, and I really dig it. Again, I don't think this is so much for us, the fans, as so much to piss off the people who jump to the third-party toys. I try to get him a little bit more laying down. Like I say, he wanted to tip. His legs up high. As you can see, like, you get him in a pretty good range of poses in flight mode. With this little stand, it's not just an afterthought. Like, they put this in here to actually be used, because it's nice, it's sturdy. It's wobbling a little bit, but he's not falling over. But if you walk by your shelf and brushed it, it's not gonna fall down. Another one of the poses, I think one of the first poses they put him in on the look like it's a little loose now, but when they were attacking Autobot City and he flew up with the breach their defenses pose, I think it's on the back of the box. And again, this is one of the positions I'm having trouble holding, because this little thing doesn't want to lock and support his weight. Seems like it would support his weight better if, again, if I can turn it and put the weight on this part. Oh wait. And I just didn't figure it out. Okay, again, this is like out of the box review. But yeah, when he was shooting at the door, I think Cup and Hot Rod went in. I'm gonna get his arm around, and he was holding it for his gun, kicking back. See, I can get a shot with his face. I don't know. Move his gun down some. But as you can see, I'm trying to reach around the camera, but you can get it into some pretty cool poses. And the stand actually does swivel, so you can reverse it. So he's like firing down on Autobots running around, which is pretty damn sweet. This is why, I mean, he's not cheap. He's probably one of the most expensive Masterpiece figures ever. But with all the features they gave him, if I ever get some extra money or catch him on sale, somebody getting rid of theirs or something, and it's not at full price, I will get another one just to display. And if, okay, I skipped the configuration on camera. I just went ahead and put it in this mode to kind of get through this real fast. And you can put him into this handheld cannon mode. All right, here's yet another feature slash gimmick, and also a holdover from the G1 toy, which unfortunately they never put in the G1 cartoon, where you can take the silencer and the barrel. And again, this is a scope again, and not the fusion cannon, and take the silencer and turn it into a barrel where you can fire it and give them extra firepower. And it's a shame that they never worked this into the G1 cartoon. And again, a lot of people don't know that the G1 toy can actually change to this configuration. But here he is, and I don't even know what to call it mode, but cannon over the shoulder mode. It's pretty cool though, pretty cool. All right, everybody, I am back, and here's Megatron in gun mode. Got him transformed. The funny thing is, had to do a stop and start like from the last scene that you saw till right now is like maybe 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks apart. But for a lot of reasons, I had to stop and keep rolling now. And you notice the change in the background or whatever. Yeah, a lot of weird stuff. But rolling on with this is Megatron in gun mode. What you do here is you just extend the barrel to create the scope look in gun mode. And I gotta tell you, a lot of panel lines here, a lot of panel lines in Megatron, and I probably have to deduct at least a half a point for all the panel lines, but it looks and feels like Megatron. And I know it is Megatron, but it really, man, it's like if you watch the episode of the Transformers G1 cartoon and the guy transforms and Starscream, one of the jets, catch him, you feel like you one of the jets and about to start gunning down Autobots. There's a lot of die casting here from his feet, a little die cast up here. Very, very convincing gun mode. Here it is looking right down the barrel. And use the sounds still. Here's the safety. You can cock the hammer back. Just tabs in on the side right in there. Holds together pretty good. It's very, very solid. When I first saw the reviews on this guy, I was like kind of nervous, like, will it hold together if you play with it? But you can spin it, especially where the trigger comes together right here. I thought it might not hold together that well, but it does. You can do all the things you do with toy guns. You can pull the trigger. Doesn't really click, but there's a spring in there, bounce back, and it's very, very solid in both modes. He's very, very solid. Nothing popping loose. And you can shake it up. Oh, and one thing about the paint, I've scraped some paint already, but looking at this, like the part where the Decepticon symbol is, seems like it's discolored from the rest of the panels. Try to move around, you can see it. First I thought it was a trick of the light because that panel's broken up and maybe the light was hitting it a little bit different. But on both sides you can kind of see that this panel is colored differently. And I still wish they could have found a way to use, I know it's too late now, a gray plastic instead of this paint, because like I said, it's starting to rub in a lot of places, like here specifically. And also you can take his silencer, put it on here, and I already heard about the scratches and everything like that, and I've heard not to push it all the way down because it'll get stuck in here. So I put it on just enough and holds firmly. And you can take the stock, leave it slides from the bottom up. I think you hit this little trigger, get that grip out of there. Oops. If I'm doing it correctly. Yep, and you just slide that on there. And here is Megatron. And again, like I said, it feels as if the cartoon Megatron transformed and landed dead in your hand while you're holding this. I mean, it feels awesome, awesome. I think by far, I wish he had some lights working in him somewhere, maybe in the scope / fusion cannon. Is it just me, or is that the Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster? Sounds just like the Star Wars Stormtrooper blaster. Maybe that was the effect in the Japanese cartoon version. But here he is, all transformed and all decked out. I'm going to break this guy back down. Take a look at what's been going on. Okay, like I said, I pointed out the scuffing here during the transformation I had. It's on both sides. Whatever that is, I managed to scuff that pretty good. You see the gray plastic underneath. And come to the barrel. You can see it here. You can see it along here. Over this side, you can see it here, here, and on the tip. So like I saw reviews where they say if you put the silencer on, you're gonna have paint scratches and some underneath, and it has paint scratches. But well, there's no but. That kind of sucks. Back to the gun. That is it's pretty strong gun mode, but the panel lines are there. You can't help but see all the broken up panels, but this is real life, and when you transform it, the parts and pieces have to go somewhere. It's not seamless like in a cartoon or a movie. And having said that, I think it's a pretty strong gun mode. When I saw people when I saw people reviewing this and talking about it, I was like, yeesh. But having it in hand, this toy is very impressive in both modes. I think it might be the best. I probably said it already. Like I said, I did stop and start in this review, but I think this is probably the best Masterpiece toy, engineered, stylized, and practically speaking. Megatron MP36. Anyway, here he is, all back in bot mode. Wasn't so bad. Like I said, my little arms don't make it no better. And here's something you can do. It scared the hell out of me the first time I tried it, and I don't think it wound up on camera. It may have, but you can swing this barrel around for and it's a real tight ratchet for a G1. It ratchets one more time, but like I said, that last click is real hard, so I don't have it like all the way up. It clicks one more dang on time. But like I say, scares the heck out of me. Look like, I don't know if it's the light, but look like I'm putting some stress on it here. Try it. Cause man, you know, any Megatron, G1 or whatever, you break the barrel off, it's a wrap. But he actually did it on one episode of the cartoon. I think when he fought Optimus Prime, he stole all the Decepticons' power, swung it around and fired it, and everyone that had the G1 toy that you couldn't really put it on his back really loved that moment. But yeah, you can swing it around. Maybe yours is more loose than mine, and you can get it all the way around. Alright, I know this video has run long, and I know I need to wrap it up. And I want to get my final thoughts on this guy. I love this figure. He's very, very cartoon accurate. I'm a G1 guy, but as far as Megatron and G1 toy go, I would rather have this cartoon look than a G1 toy look, especially the face. They thickened up the legs. Looks excellent. Oh, I forgot to reduce the barrel here. He looked like he jumped right out of the cartoon. You have to, everyone pointed out, all the haters, everybody bought the third party, pointed out the backpack, which is ugly. So I'm gonna take away half a point for the chunky backpack, even though there's not really much you can do about it. But I'm gonna take away half a point away for that. I'm gonna be fair. Then I'm gonna take another half a point away for all the damn panel lines you see in gun mode. And I know it has to be there. The guy has to transform, and you got to put the parts somewhere. But I'm still gonna be fair. Take another half a point away from that, so he's down to a 9. And because they use paint more so than gray plastic on a lot of the parts where you have to add pieces, like this barrel, and I scraped it a lot transforming it when they could have used. Here's MP10 towards the rest edition. They didn't use red paint on this guy. They just went with a red plastic and achieved that color. I know his color is a little bit more complicated than Optimus Prime's is, but I'm sure they could have found a way to mix the plastic and pull off the same look. So take away another half point. I give this guy 8.5 out of 10. I really dig this figure, and as much as I like it, I can't wait till they KO it, because I like the giant scale figures. the 12 inches. They've already announced the people that made MPP 10 are gonna knock this guy off. And if you notice, I tried to put him in a G1 box art pose. Well, anyway, I would love for them to maybe improve a couple of things. Like when they knock these guys off, they usually tinker and try to improve a couple things. Not really sure what I would like to see taken out or thrown in, but other than lights and American sound. But I love this figure. 8.5 out of 10. If you got Masterpiece Toys, if you got MP10, you got to get this one. People, was it Exapolion, Transbots, and all the other ones. And I know people trying to stick to their guns because they bought it and they don't want to look like an ass and just jump ship and get it. Some people got them. Some people got them all and are keeping them all. But a lot of people bailed on their third parties. But this one, this is it. You got to have this figure. It's Megatron in gun mode. It feels like when, like I say, in the cartoon, when he transformed, it's like you can actually catch what you saw in the cartoon for the Transformers and gun down Autobots. And, you know, I don't know what else to say. I'm loving this damn thing. The transformation was a little complicated, but very satisfying. If you notice, I didn't even bother trying to get MP05 in gun mode. I had that toy like 10 years, and I transformed it like 3 or 4 times. Transformed to gun, back to robot, to gun, back to robot. I transformed that thing 4 times in 10 years. Such a pain in the ass. I'm happy he's dead. Long live the king. All hail Megatron. I am George H. Transformer fan. Thank you for watching another toy review, and I'll see you soon. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the bonus review. I want to talk a little bit more about scaling and cartoon accuracy here in this little bonus review part. And Megatron, excuse me, I feel like they went out of their way to make it cartoon accurate. But this guy, if you want to argue the point, he needed to be cartoon accurate because the G1 toy was a little bit lacking once they put it in the cartoon form, and I think this was the right way to go. But now they're making all the guys cartoon accurate. They started a few figures ago, and one of them I want to bring in right now and just talk about this. Here's Shockwave, and now that we have Megatron, I think he's really exposed for being incorrect size. A lot of people try to say that well, this is the size he was on a cartoon, and I beg to differ. I don't think that he was this small to Megatron on a cartoon. I think his head on a cartoon came up to Megatron's head, maybe to Megatron's eyes. I think the guy is clearly at least an entire inch too small in this scale. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And then his body, when I reviewed him, I said he needed to be a lot bulkier, and his body is like too slender. He's too humanized with the waist and all of that. I mean, I like the figure. Then his head is big as hell. I like the figure, but he should have been bigger. About right here. And for some more comparisons, leg coming loose. Some more comparisons, I'm gonna bring in Starscream, which everybody tried to say, well, he was eye-to-eye with Starscream because of one damn episode. Like, Shockwave wasn't even featured a lot, and the artwork was, if you watch the G1 cartoon, you know the artwork was random as hell, and it changed all the damn time. But the one episode where the Combaticons went to Cybertron and they had Starscream and they were kind of the same size, you know, that was bullshit. Especially because the G1 toy was so damn bigger than everybody else. And now, but having Megatron now really exposes this guy for being way too small. And because this is a 2.0 and Rodimus has a 2.0, it makes you wonder, will they 2.0 this guy? I'm going to bring in Soundwave and try to put him next to Soundwave. And actually, if I stand Starscream up completely straight, I think Starscream is taller than him as well. Let's see if I get all these guys in. So it kind of goes Shockwave, Starscream, Soundwave, and height. I don't know, with his antenna, he might be a little bit taller. But this brings Starscream up taller. Maybe I'll switch it around. Shockwave. But Soundwave, he should at least been as tall as Soundwave. At least. And I know I'm probably beating a dead horse here. And you know, they're not gonna go back. Well, they might go back in 2.0 this guy, because a lot of people didn't like the real pale purple. My lights don't make it any better, but this guy. But I know this is Megatron's bonus review, but I had to get on this this whole Shockwave thing. And it brings me to another point where now they're going for absolute cartoon accuracy, like with the Thundercracker they came out with, Takara version with the light powder blue. I want to bring in MP10. Now MP10, especially the Takara version, because he's darker. This is probably the most cartoon accurate Optimus Prime of the two versions of MP10. And I want to say that I don't think he's very cartoon accurate at all. I think MP01 was more cartoon accurate than this guy. MP01 had the deep set grill. It wasn't as elongated. They did this to make it look better, make it look more realistic. But the face, I don't think Optimus Prime face is that cartoon accurate. I mean, it's a mouthpiece and some eyes, and it wasn't very complicated. But as far as the things on the side, I don't think this is cartoon accurate at all. And let me break out the trailer. Okay, here is the trailer. And in the G1 cartoon, it had no blue striping down the side. It was just white. And every now and then, they wouldn't even put the Autobot logo on there. So this is very, very not cartoon accurate looking. So the reason why I'm saying this is a question I want to pose. Will we get yet another Masterpiece Optimus Prime that's more cartoon accurate? Because you couldn't see damn lights up here in robot mode and all these panels. I got his arms short. Then he didn't have the slant on the smokestacks on the cartoon at all. This was more or less some type of artwork, G1 and cartoon hybrid. He had like 3 looks. The most cartoon accurate thing is the waist, which we never got with other figures. Well, MP01 had it. But the legs, he didn't have the vents. You couldn't, it wasn't like grayed out like this on the cartoon. The feet look cartoon accurate, but you didn't have all this. The wheels and stuff were completely gone. So while they cartoon accurate, making things cartoon accurate, what's to come? And we already know Sideswipe. If you've seen some of my reviews, you know my favorite car. It's my favorite car in the world. He was one of my favorite car characters as a kid. But I hated that it came and it just didn't tab together. You can see the white in there. You see it real good in there. And the paint apps like in here were missing, and a little bit sloppy, like the paint apps are sloppy here. But now they like 2.0 this guy, or calling it special edition, platinum edition, where he comes more cartoon accurate like they did Red Alert. He comes with more accessories. Like I said, this guy should have had, he comes with more pile drivers, which I said in the first place, but we still don't, from what we can see, he's not coming with the rocket pack, which he should have, that clips onto him, then clips onto him. I mean, if they go on cartoon accurate, bring it on. But, and this begs the question, how many more guys are they going to do more cartoon accurate? Because, like, the first 20 guys weren't that cartoon accurate. Now they're going for cartoon accuracy. And here's the big question. Bringing this guy. I forget his designation, but Masterpiece Grimlock Takara version. And he was pretty much, I would say, 60 to 70% G1 toy. And they made improvements as needed where some of the things were lacking and it just wouldn't translate from the toy. Like they made the face better, and I think more cartoonish. Most of the guys have a more cartoony face. A Masterpiece Grimlock, and they threw in the option with the blue eyes and the red eyes. You can switch back and forth. But this guy, I think he was, like I said, around 70% G1 toy faithful. And everybody has complained about him being undersized. Optimus Prime in here with him. So I can squeeze Megs in. And he looks teeny tiny. Then he, like, on this picture right here with Megatron and Optimus, he has like the Beetlejuice head. Like, you see that? That teeny tiny head. And because they have not made any more Dinobots, and I've speculated this for a couple years now, that they were going to 2.0 this guy even before they start going completely cartoon accurate. And I really believe this guy is coming now, especially because they're doing more 2.0. And my thing is, I kind of like the G1 toy look. If they cartoon this guy, do we lose the gold chrome for the yellow paint like the customizers do? And we've all seen this guy customized by somebody or another. But I would hate to lose my gold chrome. I love that. I think it really pops. It's still awesome. I would hate to lose the gold chrome. And also, I want to talk about, well, let me finish my thought on this. To lose a lot of these features to get a taller upscale Grimlock, and then like some guys like me, we bought the KO version of this one to get a bigger one. So if they completely change the design, like this one's out the window, and the KO that favors this for a taller height is out the window. And what size would they try to get it? Would they try to do a shockwave and do some type of cartoon accuracy, or would he just be a jumbo guy? So fingers crossed on that. But I want to move on to a point I was making earlier, and I didn't finish my thought. Like, Megatron comes with multiple face plates. A lot of the guys, like Ironhide, Ratchet, multiple face plates. And I whined and cried. And some guy jumped in the comments saying Starscream, Thundercracker, and Skywarp was the same guy clone. But that's not accurate, not in the G1 continuity. It's accurate in some continuities, but I didn't like the fact that you couldn't change the face on these guys. And I wonder if they will give us another version of these guys to be able to change their face, because a lot of these guys are packed in. Seen Sunstreaker comes with a couple different faces and a mask he can put on. And like I say, Megatron comes with a slew of faces. I would love to maybe get like a weapons pack or something from these guys to arm up some of the guys who didn't come with a lot of accessories like Prowl and Blue Streak. Maybe had the option to change his head or face, or package it accessories in with another guy. That'll be cool, because they're doing a lot more, because they have the other designer back or something. They're doing a lot more of these figures, and they're making some of the guys look very, very outdated. Like now the line is kind of disconjointed. And again, I love Soundwave, sweet as hell. I hope they don't change it, but his blue is more G1. He leans more towards the G1 toy and accuracy to me. Laserbeak is completely cartoon accurate with the transform and everything. But the overall look of this toy is G1. Of course, they made the face. Again, like I said, a lot of these guys, because of the cartoon, they had to change the face because whoever did the cartoon just ignored the box art. In a lot of cases, it was a good thing, especially with Megatron. But we no longer have that G1 look or G1 touch to the toys anymore. And it makes me wonder for guys like me who's been collecting since they came out. No, I didn't get everybody, but I've been collecting since they came out. What does that leave me? Like, I have the Toys R Us Thundercracker and not the Takara because I want to pay all that money for a character I already had. It wasn't that bad, but when you kind of put him next to a guy like Megatron now, he's looking very G1 and this guy's looking very cartoon. And I feel the same way about Soundwave. He still fits in, but he's more G1. Only thing he's missing is the chrome around the tape deck. And he still has the chrome down here, which in G1, the buttons were like white. So here's the hoping we get some 2.0 guys, right? We get a couple 2.0 guys, but hoping we don't get everybody 2.0 guys in the collection. Okay, so in closing, completely closing this time. Only thing I think well, two things if he was a 12-inch scale, but if they could have got the American Frank Welker voice, Frank Weller, what's his name? Weller, voice in here. Oh, this thing, man, I would never stop playing around with it. Really like this one. And if they do like the black color scheme version of him, I will definitely grab that. If they do this damn thing in gold, I know they won't chrome it because it's too many damn panels and folds, but if they do it in gold like they did the MPO 5, 6, whichever one it was, MPO 5 version, I will grab that too. That's just how much I like this. And I'm not one for repaints unless it's like Starscream, Thundercracker, Skyward, where they different characters. Repaints, like I didn't buy like the Ultra Magnus, Diaclone repaint, things like that. I really don't get into. I might have tried to get into some of the G2 guys if they had continued with that. And God knows why they didn't. You made a G2 side swipe, but didn't make a G2 Grimlock, who is a more popular and more selling character. I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if there are any more G2 guys, but why didn't they keep going with the G2 color scheme guys? So I didn't go that route with those type of repaints. Like, I don't have Inferno yet. I have no problem with getting Inferno and Grapple because they basically repaints, but they're different characters. But when you jump to the Artfire, I probably won't get Artfire. I'm going to get Grapple. I'm going to get Inferno, but I won't jump into the Artfire thing. It's cool. I've always wanted the G1 version, but that's kind of different. But so I won't get into that. And I guess one of the last things, I can't believe they didn't put a place for Laserbeak to perch. I thought maybe I didn't find it. I hadn't seen it yet. I mean, I guess you could get them up there or whatever if it's get it in a shot, but to have the little notch to snap on, like I said, maybe I haven't found it. I don't know. Then trying to get it straight where it's not over his damn head, but you really can't. So I can get them right there, sort of, kind of. But yeah, I know the third parties did it, and it's weird that, you can set it up there. Welcome, Laserbeak. Unlike some of my other warriors, you never fail me. So, thanks for sticking around. Hope you liked the bonus review, and give me some feedback and the things I rambled on about, and I will see you soon.